Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Louise. My channel is Coffee Tea Paper. Look what has arrived in my hot little hands. Yes, it is the Ferris Wheel Press Carousel Ink Well Jubilee Edition. So if you have been a fan of Ferris Wheel Press for a while, or if you have been following my channel, you will have seen that earlier in the year they launched a Kickstarter campaign to put this inkwell with, you could say, a novelty function into production. It has been 2 years in the design before they got to that point. The Kickstarter campaign was so well supported that it was well oversubscribed and up and running very, very quickly, which was thrilling for those of us in the ink loving community and for those of us who love Ferris Wheel Press inks. Today I want to talk about what it is, what it's meant to do, what it does, some of its specs, and just take a look at it and see how easy or not it is to use, because it looks good, it sounds good, but for someone who's not exactly, well, should we say, for someone who's a little on the clumsier side, let's see how I go. Now, first thing to note was that the box came a little bit skew with. I was a bit worried, first of all, that it had been damaged because, of course, the inkwell itself is glass, so my heart was in my mouth when I saw that. But what's happened is that whoever has assembled the box has just not put it in quickly enough, or it's just been glued incorrectly. I am one of those people who like to keep all my boxes for my Ferris Wheel Press inks. I could be disappointed with that if I wanted to be. Doesn't really matter in the scheme of things, though. Most people just chuck them away, admire them for a minute, and whoosh, off it goes. I just want to, while we have a look at that, I just want to have a bit of a read to you about what Ferris Wheel Press say. Bring joy and wonder to your desk. This magical glass vessel is unlike anything you've ever seen. Transport to a world of wonder every time you put pen to paper. At the heart of this modern antique, so they're saying it will become a collectible in time, lies a charming glass vessel poised atop a tinted metal cap, an experience like no other. With the gentle spin of the carousel, the inkwell springs to life, blending your most charming inks in a mesmerizing display. Whether you're a calligraphy enthusiast or simply looking for a tool to spark your creativity, the Carousel Inkwell is the perfect inspiration for your next masterpiece. Okay, well, then goes on to talk about some of the features. So let's first of all do our unboxing. It has the branding on the top, this very pink, which is very on trend in 2023 color. Together with your support, we bring magic to the world. So that's a nice acknowledgement of the Kickstarter campaign and the success of that. Stir, store and savor 4 positions on your inkwell so you never miss a drop. So we'll have a look and talk about that. Compatible with all fountain pen and calligraphy inks, good for dipping and filling. Replace cap to prolong life of ink between uses. And here is the gold foil branding again, and barcode on the bottom, assembled in Canada. Let's open it up and take a look. Mind you, having this little bit open like that enables the box to be opened much easier. Maybe it's intentional, I don't know. So there are some nice instructions inside the lid. Stir, place the glass cup on the cap's spinning point. Okay, so let's get it out and then come back to that. 2023, made for your next artistic epiphany, Ferris Wheel Press Jubilee Edition 2023. Okay, so the lid's being packaged here upside down in this sort of, it's not quite a shiny gold, like a matte gold, and extra packaging there for the lid, and here's the little pot itself. Now, the one thing I got quite a surprise from is the size. I was a little concerned that it was going to be quite large, because of course you don't want to pour tons and tons of ink in there, but I think the size is actually very good. Perfect for just a small amount of ink that you can put in. Okay, stir. Place a glass cup on the cap's spinning point and gently spin to stir your ink. Okay, so there we go. So that's that function. Store. Keep your carousel capped to prolong the life of your ink. So there's actually a seal around it here. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice little touch on the inside with the branding, the established 2010 Canada. Okay, it's not a super secure fit. I thought that might actually seal, but as you can see, there's a little bit of movement there, so it's not a perfect seal. It will just fall off. Maybe that doesn't matter. Savor. Never miss a drop with 2 angled latching positions for dipping. So there's one there, so you can put it just off center. So obviously you can see there when I spin it that it's not on top like it is there. So that's the first dipping position, and then the second dipping position is the next indent here. So we'll put that like that, which that's probably a slightly more comfortable angle. Care and maintenance. The glass, rinse with warm water between inks. Use gentle detergent for dried stains. Soak and scrub for stubborn stains. So it's smooth on the inside with just some ridges here and there, probably to strengthen the glass. Lid care. To help preserve the surface of your cap, wipe any stray ink splashes with warm water and a soft cloth, air dry. Okay, well that's all very straightforward. Now for those of you who like dimension-y type information, height 26.5 millimeters. I think I got this in a Christmas cracker once, but it's so handy. Okay, so yeah, this is 26 mil, so the height is this ink pot. Width, diameter 43.5, that's this measurement here. Interior diameter 37, that looks about right. Interior volume, okay, so the volume of the pot is 12 mils. Height with the tent 39, that looks about right. Glass wall thickness 3 millimeters. Okay. I don't have calipers, I can't measure that, but I can tell you it is fairly thick. If I pinch it in my fingers there, you can get an idea. The goal to design the Carousel Ink Well was simple: to create a beautifully functional tool that elevates the experience and enjoyment of fountain pennings. So the inkwell is not only a functional tool, but the most joyous expression of our, meaning Ferris Wheel Press, design philosophy, embodying the spirit of the brand. Our mission began after our own insatiable search for a functional inkwell. We started sketching countless ideas, exploring all different shapes, silhouette, and rotational mechanisms. Using 3D modeling and printing, we tested and refined our designs, perfecting the internal and external geometries to ensure the best possible results for mixing ink. After 2 years of endless experimentation, we have created the Carousel Ink Well, a tool that represents the joy of the carnival and the essence of Ferris Wheel Press. So that's probably more information than you ever wanted to know or needed to know, but you have it all at your fingertips now. But now for the real test. let's put some ink in it. You may have noticed, if you have been following my channel for a while, that this is an old background making a new reappearance, and that is because this is wiped clean vinyl, which has gotten a little scratched and dinged and grubby, but in this case I'm very keen to make sure that I have something that I can clean up if required. So I've got some things to try. So we can try out the Ink Well here. I've got a bottle of Ferris Wheel Press Limited 2021 edition Lady Rose in Gold. I have a paintbrush. I have my Kakamori stainless steel nib dip pen. I have copious amounts of paper towel. I have a pipette. I have a miniature funnel. I have some Tomori River A5 paper in white, 52 GM, and that's it. First things first, let's get out our ink. I actually have 2 bottles of this. I love it so much, but I'm using the less used bottle for today. I'm going to actually put the paper towel under. No, it's not very aesthetic, but I'm nervous. Okay, so I have presumably mixed up enough of the shimmer there that it will come out. And I am just going to go for it and just pour some in. I thought there was meant to be a line around it to indicate how much ink is recommended to put in. I can't actually, unless that is those little ridges. There's like little ridges inside that only come halfway up, so I've actually poured the ink level with those, which is really my best guess, and that's probably level with the just beneath the peak, I guess, of this central spinning mechanism. Okay, so we're going to put that down, and now it's the moment of truth. Okay. Wow. Oh, crikey. It certainly is mixing the ink. I think it actually mixes better if I sort of just agitate it there. The temptation is to really give it a good spin, which I don't know is as effective as if I just kind of agitate it a little bit like that. Yeah, look, I'll just do that a few more times, and I will endeavour to do a zoom in when I'm editing this video, and you can make up your own mind as to the effectiveness of each method. When I'm swatching inks, and a lot of people swatching inks, they like to do drops or paint or various other things, so we will endeavour to give that a go. I'll give it a spin. I will do my own agitation method, and let's try a couple of drops first. Okay, so I know some people like to drop and then do like a smoosh, which I didn't actually think that bit through. Oh gosh, okay, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a smoosh with this. There you go, you saw it here first, a lid smoosh. Okay, now I'm going to give it another little twirl, a little agitation. We'll do the tilt. Ooh, it makes me a bit nervous. I suppose because shimmer tends to sit on the bottom, so there I can kind of move it with the paintbrush into the ink there. I'll give it a little spin, spinny spin. So we'll try the other position. Do a dip here. Okay, we'll put it back. Do an agitation. Second position. Oh, I can definitely dip much further there, so that's probably better, but then if I wipe on the sides it's kind of getting stuck there. I'm actually going to try my normal other dip pen with the G-nib. This is this one. We'll give it another little agitation. Okay, with my long G-nib, it doesn't quite get to the bit where you need to make sure that there's ink in, but if you manipulate it a bit, that works a bit better. I'll just wipe on the sides there. Well, I think I'm getting a fair amount of shimmer in this. I'll only be able to really tell, of course, when it dries. Let's try it just straight from the bottle. The thing I do find a little bit frustrating with the shimmer inks is that in order to distribute the shimmer in it, oh see, there I've just got ink on my pen where I hold it because I had to dip it in further, is that you have to regularly replace the lid and give it a shake. So we've done a writing test using the bottle and using the inkwell. So we'll put the lid back on that. That was clever, I just stuck it in my thing. See? Clumsy. I guess there are two options, well, three options. One, you don't. You just wait and you use it all up. Two, you use a pipette or something similar to extract the ink and put it back in the bottle. Or three, you use a funnel and try to pour it back into the bottle. First of all, I will try a pipette. Obviously you can get larger ones, which might be less time consuming, but we'll just do the pipette method first of all to see just how effective and or time consuming that might be. Okay, so this is only a very small pipette, as you can see, but it's working quite well, just a little bit tedious, I guess. And now we'll try, and I'm just going to get my holder out for this bit because I don't trust myself. We're going to try to pour it back into the bottle using this small funnel that I got on Amazon. I got a pack of 5 for like, I don't know, $5 or something like that. If you're a bit more organized, you can probably get them cheaper and wait a bit longer off Temu, AliExpress, something similar. Okay, so the thing that I'm worried about here is that if I don't mix it up, all the shimmer is going to stay in the bottom of the pot, as you can see there, and not get transferred back into my ink bottle. So I'm just going to try and encourage the shimmer into the ink, and now I'm going to try and pour it back in. Okay. There is still some shimmer left in the bottom, so I'm going to try and pipette that in, but I think there will be some loss in the process. The other thing is that it's ended up running down the sides of the bottle. I wasn't that great at pouring it, and as you can see, I've ended up with a fair amount on my ink bottle holder and inside here. So I'm going to try and transfer that, and the shimmer has all pulled. But that may have been user error. Anyway, please feel free to judge for yourself, and on a scale of clumsiness, if you rate yourself better or worse, then there is some sort of ink stuck in the bottom of the funnel as well. Okay, my thoughts for what they're worth. I really like the idea, I like the design concept. It's very pretty, but I am struggling to use it a little bit. Leave your thoughts below, what you think. Is it a yay or a nay? Mind you, this is the first time I've ever used it. Maybe it's something that improves with practice. I've got some new inks to review coming up soon. Hopefully you can join me for those. I can't tell you what they are just yet. Very, very soon I'm going to be filming them imminently. With my inky fingers, I shall wave bye bye. See you next time.